How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I want to talk about one of the major things that was happening to me when I stopped drinking alcohol. And that was that I felt that my life was running out. I think a lot of people go through something similar to this, not just when they're drinking or when they're making the decision to stop drinking, but as a general phase of life. I've talked about this many times before on this channel, why I stopped drinking alcohol and why my son was one of the biggest influences in me doing that. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that it was a huge change in my life. It was a really big, scary change that I didn't really see coming, to be honest. I stopped drinking. I knew I wanted to stop drinking, but just the fact that there were so many other things in my life that had to change because of that one change that I was making, that I had to change my identity as a person, who I thought I was as a core, in the core part of myself. I had to change so much about my life in general, what I enjoyed to do, not only my relationship with alcohol, but my relationship with a lot of people, my relationship with a lot of environments. There's so many different things that I had to change in order to bring myself out of that person that I used to be, and to sort of kill that person, if you like, kill that personality, or kill that old part of what I used to be. A lot of people that come to this channel come with the idea that they do want to stop drinking, but they want to stop drinking without changing any of the other things in their lives. So you take the alcohol out, but everything else remains the same. And you can't do that. It's just impossible. If you want to get away from the fact that you're a drinker, you've got to change what it is that you mean to yourself. You've got to change so much about your own environment and so much about your own, your relationships, as I say, your personality, everything that, the inside is more important than the outside, but a lot of that inside is going to be reflected in what you do on the outside. So one of the best exercises that I know for this is what I call the Dickens Two Roads. And what it basically means is that you're at a crossroads, or you're at a fork in the road, and you've got two choices to make as a drinker. You either go down one road and you carry on drinking, or you go down the other road and you stop drinking. And the idea of this exercise is to take yourself down both roads. So first of all, you go down to the road and you say to yourself, right, 5 years time, where am I going to be if I don't stop drinking? And you push yourself down that road bit by bit by bit until you get to 5 years. And I want you to look at yourself and look at your life, look at your health. How do you feel physically? How does your heart feel? Have you got any problems with your liver? When I stopped, I had a huge liver problem. I could feel my liver swelling in my side. I had heartburn. I'm sure there was shit going on with my heart itself, and internal. I mean, it's not as if the alcohol just goes and infiltrates your liver and starts to mess around with your liver. Your liver is a really capable organ, and it's capable of renewing itself over and over again. There's a lot of other organs in your body which don't have this capacity. So you're thinking about every single organ that is in your body. The liver, the alcohol goes through your system, it goes into your blood, and it goes around your body, and it's inflicting damage everywhere. So think about where you are in terms of your health in 5 years' time. Where are you in terms of your relationships? Where are you in terms of your finances? Where are you in terms of what you would like to be yourself? Now, this is what I'm saying about life running out, because we've only got so much life. And I'm not talking about that, life is running out for the kid that's born today, right? Life is starting to run out for them. That's not the point. The point is that what you do with your life, that's what counts. The quality of your life, the length is neither here nor there, but it's how you get up every day and you spend that life. Now, bring yourself back to the crossroads, to the fork in the road, and take yourself down the other part, and you stop drinking in this part and see yourself in 5 years' time. Now, I can look back 7 years down that road, and I can see all the changes that have happened to me just from that starting point. I never want to look at, it's a good exercise every so often to sort of think to myself, well, where would I be? And a lot of the time it's when I see other people who are my age and are still doing the things that I used to do, and I think to myself, yeah, look at the state of them. That's where I could be now, and I'm feeling not the fittest I've ever felt in my life. I'm sure I felt fitter than this when I was in my teenage years, but I feel the fittest I've felt in a long time. I feel like I've got so much energy, and I've got so much possibility. I've just there's a lot for me to do in this life now. There's a lot of opportunities which weren't there before, because the alcohol drinking, the behavior, it just closes off everything. It's like you get sucked into a vortex. Think about a black hole, and the deeper you go into this black hole, everything starts to revolve around alcohol. And the more that revolves around alcohol, the less time and money and space and mind space that you've got for dealing with other things. So just take the time to do this exercise. It'll take you, 5, 10, 15 minutes to do it. Go down that road where you've stopped drinking. Take yourself back. Go down the road where you haven't stopped drinking. And just see the difference in those two spots. All we're talking about here is transition. On Habits Unplugged, we've got preparation, transition, and we've got the transformation. Transformation is all the stuff that you do after you get rid of the alcohol. Transition is you put an end to the alcohol, and you go through this period where you're reinventing a lot of who you are and what you think, and how you interact with the world. That transition process then brings you to transformation. So there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, or an end, a middle, and a beginning. And this is, as I said, it's one of it's the best thing that I've ever done in my life, in terms of how you can take one thing and it will just turn around your life immediately like that. This is one thing. You stop drinking, you stop, you don't just stop the alcohol. The alcohol is not the problem. The problem is the behavior, right? Because you can take the alcohol out of the situation and you still have the same behavior, the same frameworks, the same mind frame, the same desire to do the same things. And you've still got that same instant gratification mentality. And you will find that if you don't bring the alcohol back in, you bring something else in. That's why you get so many people who say, if I stop drinking, can I start smoking pot? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I take some speed? I haven't heard anyone saying that yet, but you get what I mean. A lot of people go into food and they start indulging themselves in food, and they start to, their life gets a bit more difficult from that perspective. But in order to move on with this, in order to move on with your own life and get to the place that you want to get to, you've got to change what you're feeling inside. You've got to change those frameworks. And it is by going through this transition phase that's built into you, that you sort of kill that old behavior. You go through a period where you're taking apart the old behavior, and then you start to put the pieces in place for the person that you really want to be. So if you want my help with quitting drinking alcohol, we've got a book over on alcoholmastery.com. It's called 10 Steps to Stop Drinking Alcohol for Good, and you can download it. It's absolutely free. Just put your name and email address and I'll send it to you straight away. So go over to alcoholmastery.com, and I'll send you out the book. The link is down below in the description box. So have a great day, take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you again soon. Onwards and upwards. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth, by the way. Bye now.